Shir sponsor Luinish Pasam Yaakov Shalom Lab Sitzchok. We're holding in Bava Daf and Zayin. We're starting Daf and Vova with base towards the end of the page. I mean, I would say it's 6 lines from the bottom of the page in Daf and Vova with base. The 2 dots. More Yitma Shemei Aveda. What's a Shemei Aveda? Someone who found an Aveda in the street and he's holding on to it, waiting for the person who lost it to come find it. So Rab says he has to do Shemechinu. Shemechinu means it could mean that the person who's not being paid is not responsible for anything but Pshia, but negligence. Shemesachar is not responsible for Inus or Gnei B'Aved. The Rebbe says the Shemesachar is considered to be paid. We'll explain in a moment how he's being paid. And because he's being paid, that's why what? That's why he's responsible to get lost or stolen. What's the enjoyment that he has? What is he gaining? He's holding an aveta. He's doing a favor for somebody else. Boy, he's not getting paid. Why? If a poor man comes and knocks on the door, he doesn't have to pay him. Why not? Because it's oisik b'mitzvah. He's busy with the mitzvah. So he's enjoying the fact he doesn't have to give money to Ani for the dog.
So what happens if no one comes and cleans it for...
So maybe to say Ben Yomon's question a little different way, this is really what Taisus refers to. So he says, what does it mean? If he doesn't have an Aveda, what does oisik b'mitzvah mitzvah? Taisus means the question, what happens if a person is wearing a tzitzis? Wearing tzitzis? Are you carrying mitzvah wearing tzitzis? Yeah. So you put him any other mitzvah? No, why not? Oisik mitzvah put him in a mitzvah. So the answer is that oisik mitzvah means only while you're busy with the mitzvah. Meaning while you are taking care of the mitzvah and busy with the mitzvah, then you put a mitzvah. Here's also talking about the Aveda, he's taking care of the Aveda. He's cleaning the Aveda, he's putting it in place, shining it up. When he's doing that, he doesn't have to pay the tzedakah. But when he's putting it in the closet and close the closet, of course he has to take his tzedakah. So only for that's what Taisus learns. Other Rishonim disagree with Taisus. And they learn that the oisik mitzvah put mitzvah over here is constant. So what's the difference between that and someone wearing tzitzis? Or how do you differentiate? So the way some Rishonim say, the Maritats and others, they say Pshat is by Aveda there's a mitzvah there's a constant obligation of asiyah. Of a shev toshim, you should have to be busy in being meshiv. Even if you're not just holding on to it, you're still being kind in the mitzvah that way. By the other mitzvahs, not necessarily you're doing an active mitzvah. You're doing a mitzvah. Don't have a beggar when you're wearing a beggar of 4 kaffers. Make sure you put on it tzitzis. So, according to that, Yomon's question will come out very strongly. Person who has a mitzvah he has an aveda, he's holding on to it according to this Rishonim, he's not going to be put to mitzvah. Is there any time limit to that? It's a very good question. Says the Gemara, Ikedim Afashe, Hachi, Risol Kishum Socher Dam, why is Shum Socher? The Kivan de Chmon is Shavdi Balkor, because the Torah obligated in Balkor Choy, he did the Shum Socher, no, that's the Shum Socher. Why? In other words, Shemechini means I'm doing a favor. Doing a favor. Shemech Socher is you're not doing a favor, you're doing it for the money. So you're doing it for a reason. Also, you're doing it for a reason. What's the reason? Hashem told you to do it. So you're not doing it for free. You're doing it because you're obligated to it. Yeah, I'm not getting rewarded for it, or I'm not benefiting from it in this world, but I am doing it because I'm obligated. So,
Therefore what?
Therefore, it's a Shemech Socher.
He's saying
He's getting paid. It's not. In other words, like a Shemech Socher is not doing something voluntarily. He's also not. He's a Shemech Socher. One thing just to mention over here is that the first pshat the Gemara brings is something which is hard to understand. I was looking for an answer today. I didn't see someone so specific. I thought I'll find more. You're saying it's a no. They don't have to give tzedakah. What are you saying? What's that? No. What's his reward? The fact if an oni knocks on the door, he doesn't have to pay tzedakah. So he's benefiting, he's making that money they have to give to the Ani. That's what we look as a benefit. He's gaining for the fact he doesn't have to do another mitzvah. Very hard to hear that, right? Like very hard to hear that. Very hard to hear that. It's like saying Hebrew, solem. It's like, I don't know why the word for English, it's solem. It's like, how it beats, it's too strong. What does it mean? Okay, so the Gemara says,
He benefits by giving.
yeah, very hard to understand. Okay. So the Gemara ACV or Grace of the Rabbi. So he said, oh, one more hour, the Chayim ask you, well, what is this doing over here? What does that have to do? We're learning Mesechus Akreinis, Mesechus Bava Kala, Perek Akreinis. What does that have to do with this Indian, with the Shaykhs? So it's something to the Chayim discuss different ways. We will.
You have gone seeing markets. What are
No, but usually there's a connection to the sugya. So what's the connection? The Chayim discuss it. They try to bring what's the connection of Shemei Avedo to our sugya. We'll get to something that has to do with animals too. So okay. If the shamer returned the Aveda, Shomer Aveda gave the Aveda back to the owner, he found out, oh, Shmuel is the owner. He brings it back to him, and the guy is able to see it. Put it next to him. So he's not responsible anymore. The Shomer Aveda is done. If he gets lost, or gets stolen, then he's responsible. What does that mean?
No, but one time he doesn't see it.
What?
He doesn't see it.
If the owner gets,
He will see it. He might see it.
yeah, in a place where he's supposed to see it. So we'll see the boys going to address it in a moment. So what? Then it's
Different than you and I said.
yeah, for sure. If they're in a place where he's supposed to see, the boys going to explain in a moment. What does it mean supposed to see? See that? And then it says Nigna Avdo, they got lost or stolen. So then what? He's chayav. You just said he's butter. Give it back. So one explains, no, it means if he got lost or stolen before you give it back. Once you give it back, he's done. But before you give it back, you're responsible for what? Lost or stolen. That means the shemer suffer. Because the shemer chinam is not responsible. If a person who's a shemer for free, he's not responsible for lost or stolen, only for negligence. So that's the more brings the rise. Let's see, the Gemara says, my nignav oyov, those when he got stolen or lost. Lav nignav ovi beisoy v'odem beisoy means it got lost or stolen from the shemer Aveda's house. Because if not, if you give it back, it's over. So you see over here, there's a shemer sachar. We're talking about once he returned it, he's responsible.
Once he returned?
So the Gemara v'aktani einu chav v'talabo. You just said if he returns it, he's fine. He returned it in the afternoon, then he's responsible. The Gemara explains. It was back in those days, many years ago, when people went to work. Remember those days? People went to work. They got up in the morning, and they went to work, and they came back in the evening. They were not home during the day. So, if they're not home during the day, the afternoon, giving back an Aveda doesn't help. The guy doesn't see it. The guy gets stolen. He says, yes, you're responsible.
He didn't give it back.
He didn't really give it back. Even though he put it into a place where you can see it. So the Gemara says like this. Let's see. The Gemara is going to just spell out what the Brisa says. There's two things the Brisa says. You get brought it back in the morning in a place that he's supposed to see it because he's going in and out and he sees it. He goes in and out of the house and he sees it. So he puts it, let's say, in front of this front door. And the guy goes in, goes to shul, goes back from shul, he takes the garbage, goes back in. He's going in and out, he sees it. So that the Shemer Aveda is done. But he brought it back in the afternoon in a place where the guy sees, let's say, in front of his front door. The Lo doesn't go in and out this afternoon. He went to work. So he didn't see it. So then 1 second, let's finish the sentence. And then he got stolen or lost over there. Then he's responsible. So it depends when he's giving it back. Even if it's putting in the Rishos, putting in a Mokum Sheinu Mishtam, which doesn't make a difference. Let's take an example from our places. Let's say I go in front of a house here in Lawrence, and I put it right next to the front door. But it's outdoors. So even if officially that's part of my property, but it's not Mokum Mishtam. So it's not considered to be returning it in Mokum Mishtam. So if it's a place, you're putting it in the morning, and the guy comes in and out of the house, he's supposed to see it. So yeah, I returned it in a place where you'll find it in a proper time. But putting it during the day when nobody's there, it got stolen, He's responsible. So Gemara says Nignevo Avda over there does not mean Nignevo Avda from the house of the founder, for the one who found it. But Nignevo Avda means if you found it, it was got lost or stolen from the once he returned it. So the way he when brings a question, so he's always chayav until he returns it back. My Lord, he's always chayav. The shomer is always chayav. On Gneva and Aveda, if it's stolen or lost, until he returns it back to the owner. And if it was stolen or lost before he returned it back to the owner, in his house, in the house of the shomer, he's chayav. Again, you see Shomer Sachar is responsible for Gneva Avedo. So he told him, Balechayim is different because the Kevin and Naktul and the Gora Braiso by Nitirusu Yisireso. Animals the guy used to walking around. Because why the guy used to walk around? This brings over here two pshatim. Either in general animals walk, or specifically this animal that got lost. That's a Rashi learns. This animal was wandering around. He found an Avetus. He found an animal wandering around. I mean, this animal is used to wandering. So therefore, yes, it needs more shmir. So even though usually he's a shomer chinam, he's patur an Aveda, but in this case, when you have an animal that you know the animal walks around, if you don't guard it strongly, so that it means it's a negligence. And that's why it's chayiv even as a shomer chinam. It says in the pasuk, Hashem, you have to return that Avedo. It's not in his house. Ginoso means his garden. Churbaso means his room. I can return over there. My Ginoso Churbaso. What does it mean giving back to the garden and to the churban? Talk about a gino which is guarded, it's closed up. Churban which is guarded, closed up. What's the difference between a house or a garden? Again, for our intents and purposes, what's the difference between putting in a house or a closed backyard? Because open air, there's no difference. They're giving back to the gino and the churba, which is not guarded. You see from here is a shomer chinam. What do you see from here is a shomer chinam, right? Because it doesn't need to do guarding it too much. Shomer sachar needs to be more protective of the item. It's lost, it's stolen, responsible. Shomer chinam doesn't need to be so guarded of the item, and therefore that's where it's enough to give it to the place, even though it's not mishtaberes. So you see that he has a din of shomer chinam. Says the Gemara, Tosh adds over here one more line just to put it out. It is mishtameres b'ruach mitzuyo. In other words, normal occurrences is shama. Just for non-normal occurrences, not shama. So now the Gemara says, okay, so for that I don't need. So that means it's shomer chinam. He puts it into a gino, a garden, or a grun, which is guarded, which is kept. So that's exactly the house. And the chiddush is, if I put it in the house, I don't have to tell the owner I'm putting it in. Everybody, when you want to return something, the person borrowed something, when you return it, you have to tell the guy, you should know I'm giving it back to you. There's a special example. Let's say a person finds something in the street he knows belongs to Beryl. Go to Beryl's house, sneak it into the house, and that's it. You don't have to tell him I give it back to you. He may not realize it's there for a while. That's fine. Do you disagree that shomer aveda is dim shomer chinam? What does this mean? So here, it's an important thing. We're going to talk about it a few times. Toin tainas ganav means a shomer. We're going to see it, but we'll speak about it a lot. Toin tainas ganav. What does it mean? The din is that, in general, if you have a regular guy who steals, what does the guy have to pay?
This is going like the first shot of the
Double. Kefil. Double.
Use the same logic.
And if he checks the animal, he has to pay what's called our Bava Chemisha. The 4 or 5 depends on the type of animal. That is a ganav. What about a gazlan? Gazlan means someone who steals an open site.
Once.
You pay only, you don't pay kefil. Kefil especially by ganav. Okay, number 1. Now, number 2, when you have a shomer regards the kefils. So it depends if he's responsible to pay or not responsible to pay. Meaning, let's say you have a shomer socher who says it got stolen. Does he have to pay? Yes. Because shomer socher has to pay when it got stolen. So if a shomer socher needs to pay, there's no katz of 20 gana because he said I got stolen. But you have to pay for it. So it doesn't make a difference. I'll pay for it. If the other side will be more clear to go back to this. Let's say it's a shomer chino and he says got stolen. Does he have to pay now or no?
Swear.
No. So then he has to swear. He has to swear that it really was stolen. If you find out it was not stolen, so then the shomer chino needs to pay double. As if he is the ganav. If he exempt himself by saying it was stolen, so then if you find that it's not true, he has to pay like a ganav double. That's the club. That's called Torah Teres Ganav. Torah Teres Ganav means he claimed it was a ganav, and therefore, if you find he's lying, he has to pay double. Says the Gemara now, it says like this. At Torah Teres Ganav Aveda, someone, he found an Aveda. And then the owner says, oh, it's my Aveda. He says, I'm sorry, I got stolen. You find out he was lying. Mishat shall be careful, pays double. If he is a Yeshiva Socher, in my Mishat shall give, why is he paying double? Kind of by Shlomi should pay only the principal. Why? Because the Torah of Yeshiva Socher that says stolen, really kind of by Shlomi means not exact. He already paid kind of. But even if let's say he didn't pay, you pay only kind of, only carry. If a person is Yeshiva Socher and says it was stolen, he's going to have to pay anyway. So he's not gaining anything by saying it was stolen. So there's no Torah Teres Ganav. Torah Teres Ganav only works at shomer chino. So if it says that a shomer aveda has a Torah Teres Ganav, that means the shomer chino. So there is a case by a shomer socher that you will be potter, and you'll be paying careful if you find that you lie. If you didn't say it was a regular gun, it says it was listed mezuyim. Listed mezuyim means a armed robber. Someone came with a gun to him. So that's oinus. So then a shomer socher is potter too. If he just says it was stolen normally, like someone just came and grabbed it, yeah, that you're responsible for. But if he says it was an armed robbery, so then he is potter from paying, and if you find out that he lied, he pays double. Says the Gemara, no, that's not true. A armed robber is not a ganav. Ganav that finished with his hiding. He is a gazlan. So he doesn't pay double anyway. At least the Mizuyim, armed robber, because he's hiding for people, is a ganav. What does it mean? So pshat is a ganav is someone who's hiding. A ganav is someone who comes door in bright daylight, goes out and steals. A listed mizuyim is someone who hides, but he has a gun. If someone will catch him, he'll take out the gun. So there's something in between. He's not doing it out loud, but he's also not only hiding. So that's why the discussion is he a gazlan or not a gazlan. If he's a gazlan, there's no teshlumei kefil. If he's a ganav, there's teshlumei kefil. If the guy lied about him and said there was a listed mizuyim, so he doesn't have to pay by a shomer socher, but he has to pay by. So therefore, if he says like that, if you hold that a listed mizuyim is a ganav, if you find out the shomer socher was lying, he pays kefil. So that's the case over there. ACV, another question. When the from Zion with base. La lo yamad shomer chinam shekim shalem to be kefil. To shomer socher sheim shalem to be kefil. If you tell me shomer chinam because he pays double. Tell me shomer socher doesn't pay double. That's what the Brisa says. He said that listed mizuyim ganav. If you tell me that armed robber is the din of a shomer, even a shomer socher pays, means a shomer socher mishad to be kefil 20 times listed mizuyim. You just established that there is a case that shomer socher will pay double. How, when he claims 20,000 listed mizuyim. So even if you hold, even though he's potter, because when he said listed mizuyim is potter, when you find that he's lying, he has to pay double. So you do find a case, you have to be that one. Bishop might be telling me this Mizun is not a Gan, it was a Gazo. You never find a case he pays though. Here you do find a case. You're right. Of course, Shom Yisachar does have a case where he pays double. But that's only one case out of any. Shom Chinam, on the other hand, every single case, he pays kefil. So that's why Shom Chinam is different than Shom Yisachar. Hey, another question. It says the pasuk bin Yishbar Oneis, referring to the shoyel, someone who borrows an item, and then it died or broke. So he has to pay for it. Ainly the shvur mesa. Ravkev got broken or stolen, or broken or dead. We can even have eight minayim was stolen or lost. I didn't know. A lot of shvur who gets paid for his shmir. He's bought to if he died naturally because it's not negligence. But he's still because that's the din of Shabbat. Shoyel shechayv b'shur meiso. Shoyel is chayv b'shur meiso. Din shechayv b'shur. So the Gemara says, how do you know that a shoyel, that a borrower needs to be in aveda? Kal v'chomer b'shur meiso. Zeu kal v'chomer she'en lo tshuva. This kal v'chomer is you can't beat it. No answer. It's so strong. If he said that at least the Mizuyin Ganov, if you hold this Mizuyin is a Ganov, if you hold that at least the Mizuyin, an armed robber, has the of a Ganov, why are you saying there's no title? There is a Chumrah, but Shur Socher the child doesn't have. You know what the Chumrah is? Shayel will never pay kefil. Because whatever he claims, he has to pay. Says it was stolen by a Ganov, he has to pay. Says it was stolen by a Gazu, he has to pay. Says he has to stolen by this Mizun, he has to pay. Whatever he says he's paying. Only if he was Mamash he doesn't have to pay. Even Boyd is still have to pay. Boyd should pay always. So there's never Tanis Kefil. Never pay Kefil.
Oh, I see, but then it was some Balavimo would not.
Only makes space Machzulov. Yeah, that's the difference.
You could see what's happening, right?
But so you see, there's one thing Shur Socher is more Chomer. Because Shur Socher will pay kefil. Eventually, if you tell me that at least the Mizuyin is a gas loan, so you never have Shur Socher paying kefil. But if you do, you have something that Shur Socher has over a shul. Shul never pay double, and Shur Socher pays double. Well, that's not a good time. What are you going to say? Oh, you see, a Shur Socher pays double. Paying double is not great. He pays double only if he lied. And he was exempt for paying, then he pays double. That's not so great. In other words, if I come to the owner and tell the owner, listen, this guy stole from you $100, you can either get the $100 today, or he's going to lie, you can do shvua, we'll find that he lied, and a year from now you get $200. Better one bird in your hand than two birds in the tree. It's better to get Karen right now without shvua and then double, only if you find out that he lied. Someone borrowed a cow from his friend and he got lost. The guy said, you know what? I will pay and I will not do a shvur. So a soicher, we'll see in a moment what is the din of a soicher. Soicher means a renter, right? He's a renter. We have a discussion what is a soicher is, what is a renter. So I asked him, is a soicher shur mechina or shur v'sachar? Let's assume for a second it's a Shur V'sachar. So Soich is a Shur V'sachar, and he says, that it got stolen. Let's assume it's a Shur V'china. No, Shur V'sachar. Sorry, it's a Shur V'sachar. And he got Shur V'china, and he got stolen. If he got stolen, what will be the din? Spot. He says, but he has to do a shvur. He says, you know what? I don't want to do a shvur. I'm going to pay. He says, I'm going to pay. I'm not going to do shvur. Then you find out that he's a guy. Then you find that the guy was found. So then you give it to the renter. The renter was able to get out of it. He could have said it got stolen. He could have said the truth. But he said, you know what? I'm going to pay. So he's, so to speak, buying the option that if you find the guy, he'll get double. The minute he pays the owner, he's taking any benefit that comes from it. So, what? 1 second. One right now, just started the price. The Gemara just brought down Shomer Sachar, who said that he wants to pay, even though he doesn't, even though he could do a shvua. So you find the soicher. So you soicher. So they want to pay. You find the guy and got pays tishum lekever to the soicher. Says the Gemara, what's it? What? Soicher is considered to be a shomer. There's 4 shomer. A renter is also a shomer. Has a din of a shomer. There's 4 shomer. Shomer chinam, shomer soicher, soicher l'shomer. He's talking about a renter. The guy rented, so he has a din of a shomer. We'll see in a moment which shomer he is. And it says over there, he could have said it's stolen on Pater. But he said he's going to pay, so he gets the benefit. Now the Gemara explains. We thought that we treat a shomer socher like a socher, like a shomer socher. Right? That's what we were going back and forth before. We thought that we treat the renter like a shomer socher. Mashi could be pointing with a shvur. You see that shomer socher, there is a case where you can do a shvur and not pay. What will be the case? He does a shvur and doesn't pay. That's the case. That's the only case. The only case that a shomer socher will be able to be examining himself from by saying they were stolen is only if at least it was like we said before. So if you hold that a soicher, a renter, has a din of a shomer socher, so that will be the only case. So I give a good riot to what you said. That at least in Missouri, that an armed thief has a din of a guy to pay double. And now the guys, you think going to have beauty that holds that a renter has a din of shomer socher? Maybe hold like a mayor that holds that a soicher, a renter has a din of shomer chinam. And therefore, you have a shvur. He's potter on Grey Maved because it's a shomer chinam. If I say another explanation, you can really go like a mayor, really like a budo. He changed it around and said, "Mayor, I'm a shomer socher. You would do I'm a shomer chinam," meaning same answer. We assume you that shomer chinam. Don't tell me it's your mayor saying it. Say it's a budo. Taste says it's not kamina. We just saying like one mandama. Who cares if the mandama is a mayor budo? Okay, we'll leave that as a question. So Abzera says I have a different solution. Really could be a list of Mizuri is a Gazlan. Could be. And he doesn't have to pay double. But we talk about a case that we talk about that he says list of Mizuri and therefore he'd be part of the pay. But then you find that he's not Mizuyun and he has to pay kefir. Meaning, the guy says it was stolen by an armed robber. Can you do a shvur and get away? Bryce says yes. But he chooses not to. So you see, he chooses not to. Then it says you found the robber, the thief, he pays kefir. So you see that at least that was what I said before. You see at least the Mizuyun is a Ganov. He pays double, not a Gazlan. He says, no, this Mizuyun is not a Ganov. But it happened to me, this guy was exaggerating. He said, oh, you know what happened? The guy with the gun came and took my stuff. I'll get paid anyway. Then you find out he had no gun. It wasn't a listed Mizuyun, it was a regular Ganov. So then he pays kefir.
Why? You already paid.
No, the Ganov pays.
No, the guy that paid already. You say
no, the guy did not pay. They just found him out.
No, you said he didn't want to switch.
The soicher paid. The Ganov pays the soicher. That's what I said before. So anyway, this part of the Gemara wasn't. The Gemara started by saying that we have a brisa that says a shomer aveido can claim grave aveido. So you see, it's a shomer chinam, not a shomer socher. So the Gemara is a shomer socher. So what grave aveido? At least the Mizuyun, armed robber. So armed robber doesn't pay carefully. He's a Gaza, not a Ganov. So the Gemara is a Ganov. So in other words, in order to come and answer the question, we have a problem. You said that shomer aveido has a din of a shomer socher, so how can he be paid himself from Gnevo? So you have to say it's listed Mizuyun. And then you have to say it's Mizuyun is a Ganov. That's the only we have to say. The case is listed Mizuyun, listed Mizuyun is a Ganov. So throughout with basic, more was bringing rayas in the beginning against and after 4, that listed Mizuyun as the Ganov. And the Gemara that it says any one of the rayas wasn't a great raya. So we don't have a raya. What is the definition of listim mezuyin? But still, this answer stays. We're talking about we all truma aveda is a shemer sachar, and he's not patur regular stealing, but he is patur if it was a armed robber. And the case that Bryce said before, the pays kefil is because he owns this mezuyin is a ganov, or like the last answer. The last answer was really in the last price, so we'll leave that alone. We'll stop over here. We should continue on Shabbos at 8 a.m.